Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guest. A warm welcome to meeting number 241 of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Prasang, your Sergeant at Arms for the today meeting. As Sergeant at Arms, it is my duty to highlight some key points. First, the meeting is blocked for 2 hours. I urge you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefit. Your video should be on, your audio should be off. Unmute yourself when you need to speak or always speak. Regarding the topic of sex, politics, and religion, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restriction, but at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club, we request all the road takers and speakers to be mindful while speaking on these topics and abstain from creating any controversies. Our club mission, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let me hand over the stage to our presiding officer, DTM Sourav Dutta. Before I do so, let me introduce him. DTM Sourav Dutta is a two-time distinguished Toastmaster who has completed all 11 paths in Toastmaster pathways, has multiple wins at district division and area contest, multiple accolades, outstanding Toastmaster and master mentors. A former director at HP, Target, JC Penny, he brings over 20 years of leadership in analytics, strategy, and marketing. He is now a social entrepreneur who now leads Practive, a consulting startup he co-founded in 2020, focused on training, employability, business growth for students, MSME, non-profit and women entrepreneurs. At his core, he is a proud father to a 10-year-old daughter, a budding cricketer who fuels his passion for learning, leading, and lifting others. So now let's welcome our today presiding officer, DTM Sourav Dutta, with a round of applause.
Thank you so much. There was a Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Prasang, and welcome to another meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. We are still waiting for a couple of people to join in person, but people who have joined us online, people who have joined us as guests. So I've got a guest here today. Let us start with welcoming the guest. Why don't you come in? Just introduce yourself. Where are you from and how did you come here to invite you?
Hi everyone, myself Ashwani. So this is my first session. I have not joined, but I have just came here to see what is happening over here. So I just came with friend my Mohan. So let me introduce myself. As you know, my name is Ashwani and I just came Bangalore just 2 months before. So I'm working with Amazon and earlier I was been in Gurgaon. So I was there in Amazon itself. So I have a total experience of 3 to 4 years in e-commerce industry. So it has been very good in working with e-commerce industries. And so right now I'm here to grow myself, to speak and to learn how to perform, how to speak in public speaking. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please have a seat. Any of the guests who are joining us online, let me quickly check. No, I don't see any guests here. I have Nandini who is joining us online. Nandini, I know you will be introduced shortly, but please do introduce yourself briefly.
Hello everyone, good morning. I am Nandini. I am a Toastmaster now for a couple years and president of MUCM Toastmasters Club all the way here in Malaysia. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let me talk about the history of Toastmasters a little bit because we have got a new guest joining us today. So this entire movement of Toastmasters started in 1924. It was started by a gentleman named Dr. Ralph C. Smedley in US. Dr. Ralph C. Smedley was at that time, he was the director of education for YMCA. And one of the things that he found is that there is a, can one of you sit here? Take part of the Zoom moderation. Sure. So he found that, that the people who are very good technically and otherwise, they're still struggling with their speaking skills, with their communication skills. And that is becoming a hindrance for them to become effective as professionals. So he started to, with a bunch of people, he started this group where he said, okay, let's meet up and let's talk and let's communicate and let's interact with each other so that we slowly develop our communication skills. It started with one single group of people. It was not a very formal club kind of a thing, but just a group of people coming together. But then he found there's a lot of interest around that. And slowly it started growing. And then eventually today we are at a place where we have got more than 16,000 clubs across the world. And there are close to 300,000 Toastmasters across the world, and we are present in 149 countries. So what we do here is we practice public speaking, we practice leadership, we practice communication skills, and we do that by two things. One, we learn the basics and the foundations of public speaking through the theoretical aspects. And then what we learn in theory, we come to these meetings and we put it in practice. So that's what we do in the Toastmaster meeting. The rest of the things you can understand as we move along the way. I also have the pleasure of acknowledging the presence of our area director, Toastmaster Rajnikant Reddy. Thank you so much, Rajni, for joining us. In fact, Rajni has also taken up, let's see. Yeah. And Rajni has also taken up the general evaluation role the last minute. Thank you so much, Rajni, for taking this up and joining us in person. So today's theme is about bees, and there is someone who's going to talk about bees. But before we talk about the bees and the beekeeping and the beehives, let me call someone who is going to make us laugh, or at least make an attempt to do that. So can we have our joke master on stage? Our joke master of today is Toastmaster Prasang Mani. Prasang. So the joke master role in a Toastmaster meeting is a role where we try to add a bit of a humor to the meeting. There is no pressure on you to laugh, and there is no pressure on the performer to make you laugh. So that's how we do it with the Gabbys. Thank you. Over to you.
People say that the life is like a game of chess, where every move counts. Some people play to win, some just play to not lose. And there are some people like me who are still trying to figure out which way the horses moves. When I started playing chess, I thought that the pawns are most useless piece. But later I realized that the pawns are like those in real life. They have a lot of potential. They have potential to become anything except the CEO, because that is usually reserved for the king. Talking about the kings, let me ask you, why did king go to dentist?
Because he had a toothache?
No, to get his crown checked.
Oh God.
And the rook, which always moves in a straight line, right? That rook reminds me of my colleagues who only knows how to walk from his desk to a coffee machine and then back to his desk. But here comes the interesting one. Why did the player brings pencil and piece of paper to the game? Because he wanted to draw. Another thing is the queen, which is the most powerful piece in the chess, right? Why the queen is most powerful?
Yes, in all directions. Anyway.
Because she has a last say, both in chess and at home. So, my friends, whether it is a chess or life, don't be afraid to take a bold moves. Because unlike chess, in real life, if you lose a game, you can start a new one. without flipping the board in frustration. Right. So let me tell you, those who got the joke, consider yourself intelligent, and those who did not, you don't need to understand everything in life. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Prasang. So that's the joke master for today. That's the confidence that I was talking about, that those who got it, good for you. Those who did not get it, good for me. I mean, that's how we do it at the Gabbys. That we really don't, we are not nervous about doing anything here because we know that it's a safe place. This is a place where we can come, we can fail. And that's what we take a lot of pride in. So the world outside sees the Gabbys as a club of champions, of performers, district officers, district champions, distinguished toastmasters. And they're actually not wrong. Gabbys is a place where we have got a lot of high performers and people who are not only excelling in their toastmaster role, but also in their role outside of toastmasters, right? So we are a club of coaches, we are a club of doctors, we have a club of professors. I have lost count of the number of chartered accountants that we have in this club. I think the last count, it was somewhere around 12 or 15. And yes, at the risk of bragging, we are a club which takes a lot of pride in being a club of achievers, being a club of people who can really inspire and motivate you to become a better version of yourself. But what I also take pride in is that this is a very safe haven that we have built for people who are nervous about speaking, people who are nervous about taking their stage. One of the things that I always take pride in is our YouTube channel. If you go and check our YouTube channel, if you go and see some of the meeting recordings, it will give you goosebumps about the kind of speeches that people have come and shared. One speech I still remember, this was by one of our ex-members. He is currently working with Google. He gave a speech that he and his mother used to stay in one single room and they had only one umbrella and the room used to leak. And whole night his mother would be sitting with the umbrella over his head and she would be sleeping like that, sleeping while she sleeps in his lap. These are the kind of stories that we have generally seen only in Bollywood movies, but these are the kind of stories that people have narrated here. Another story which actually sends chill down my spines. This was the story of one of our ex-members. She was celebrating their anniversary, but they're inside the room. And her husband said, "Let me get the anniversary cake." He stepped out and he was not coming back, and she was waiting in anticipation that maybe he's planning a surprise. But that wait, which was in minutes, went on to a little longer, then 30 minutes, then an hour. And then she called out what happened, and she also drifted off to sleep by then. And she suddenly woke up and she said, "Where are you?" And she called out and there was no response. She walked out of the room to the kitchen and she found her husband lying there dead. He had gone to get that piece of cake, he had a heart attack and he expired. We had happy stories as well. Stories of women coming here and sharing how the society, their friends and family have always dismissed them, thought that they're good for nothing, judged, put down, shown their place multiple times, and how this platform helped them liberate, speak up, right from the way they dress to the way they express. How did that journey happen? And that is what I take a lot of pride in. So Nancy, who was our charter president of this club, and me, who am the current president, from then to now, one thing we have been consistently maintaining is providing a space where you can come, stutter, shiver, shimmer, but still, at the end of the day, we will make you sparkle, because whatever you do here, you are in safe hands. We are here to support you. We are here to stand with you. We are here to clap for you. We are here to correct you. We are here to make you guys, but we will not let you go. So thank you. And how are we motivated? We are motivated by the world around us, by a lot of people who do a lot of things. One of our inspiration is Nandini. You would know him very well, Dr. Shubhashini Jewelita, right? He is one of the iconic Toastmasters of Malaysia. He has been one inspiration for us. For instance, last week we were joined by distinguished Toastmaster Brahma Kumar Balakrishnan. We have seen from these hardworking people, hardworking Toastmasters, that this is the way to go. You rise by helping others rise. I thought that it was always a human thing, to do this. Until one day, me and Nancy, we were coming back from one of our client locations, and we saw a bee seller by the side of the road. And my daughter, I wanted to purchase some honey for her, and I went and inquired about it. And then he exposed me to the world of bees, and it was so fascinating, so fascinating. And I was thinking that, I should do a session on bees, maybe a speech on bees, some education session on bees. In fact, Nancy said, why don't we invite him to one of our Gabbys meetings where he shows us how does he do the bee harvesting and so on. Maybe that will also happen. But like as they say, in a guru-shishya relationship, sometimes the guru thinks and the shishya executes. So today I have a lot of pride in saying that one of my mentees, and I never discussed this with her, but telepathy worked and she decided, okay, let me do something on bees. And then I saw this theme, little bees and something like that. And I loved it. And I called her up. I asked her, what is this all about? She said that this is about bees. And I got to know about them. She said they want to share. So she is the Toastmaster of the day for today. Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari. She is originally from Nepal, now based out of Bangalore, works in SOCGEN. Recently, she did a fireside chat with one of the tallest leaders of SOCGEN and did a great job with that. So she's now qualified to become a professional speaker, and she is a Toastmaster of the day for today. Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari, over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Sourav sir, for that electrifying add-on introduction. That was definitely not part of my introduction. I wouldn't have done so much of justice to talk about myself. But I take a lot of inspiration from you, as I've always told you. I keep telling about you to everybody I talk to. You are the person that I look up to all the time. And that's where exactly I want to be somewhere, maybe a few years down the line. Thank you, everybody. Very good morning to all the Toastmasters and guests. Today, today's theme is about bees. The reason why I came up with this theme about bees is because there is this farmer lady near my house who intrigued me to go and Google about bees. I thought bees just produce honey and it's a very easy process. So the farmer family, apart from growing vegetables, crops, they also harvest honey. And that lady has been very kind enough to offer me honey free of cost. So when I tasted it, I was like, oh my God, this honey is so much different to the honey, the branded honeys that we buy from the shops. You can clearly make out the differences. But before I dwell into too much talking about the theme today, I want to ask how many of you have really tasted the actual organic raw honey, not the stored honey, but the organic honey? Yes. So if one of you could just quickly tell me what is the difference that you have been able to find out by tasting this honey, and if at all you have tasted the local honey as well. I think Nantini, no? Nantini, raise the hand. Yes, Nantini, go for it.
I find that the consistency of the honey is significantly different. Where store-bought honey tends to be slightly more runny and I think there's a difference in how it dissolves as well. As for taste, I find that there's a smoothness to raw honey that you don't get in store-bought honey because it's almost sugary. Like you can taste how it's sugary, but it doesn't really have that I don't know what taste that is, but it's a lot smoother, I guess. That's how I would differentiate.
That's right. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think, Saurav sir, you also raised your hand.
Yes, so as I said, like I have very recently started, having raw honey. I got this one in Nandi Hills, So what I found is that the other honey actually has a lot of wax in it, so it's little thicker, and there's added sugar, as Nandini mentioned. So because of the other honey, it actually tastes better. It's thicker and it's sweeter, but it's definitely not good for health compared to this the other one. And I'm seeing very positive symptoms already. Like my daughter, she takes this every morning, and when she started taking it, her overall allergy resistance and all has gone up. So she's not catching cold that often. She's taking it for the last 2 months now, and I'm already seeing some visible impact in terms of this.
Correct. That's right. Okay, Sharon, I know that you also have raised your hand, so quickly we'll take a couple of seconds.
Actually, like rice has a different flavors. All food items have a different flavors. I think honey is also very particular to that particular place. If you go to a different forest, the honey is different taste. If you go to Himalayan forest, honey is different. So it depends on the flowers around that area. I believe honey taste will vary from place to place.
Correct. That's true. That's true. As you all rightly mentioned, the honey that we get, and we think that these honeys are really branded and pure from the local shops. These are not the actual organic honey. That's when I got to know, after tasting this raw honey from multiple places, that honey that we get usually in the shops are mostly adulterated, and the actual raw organic honey tastes completely different. I would say that it tastes as if you're literally in heaven. That's how it exactly tastes. Okay. So after having this conversation with this farmer lady, she told me what intrigued me to come back home and do a little bit of Google searches. She said that it is not easy to harvest honey. She told it's not all the honeys, not all the bees that give honey apparently. I was thinking, like, what does she mean by all the type of bees? I thought there is only one type of bees and all the bees give honey. Was this the same understanding? Did anyone have here that there's only one type of bees and that bees gives honey? Okay, thanks for nodding. All right, even I thought so. So after coming back, after having that conversation with her, so I did a little bit of Google research. It's not that I already have this information in hand. I had to do Google search. So do you know that how many species of bees are there? There are 20,000 species of bees. Isn't it interesting? 20,000 species. And out of that 20,000 species, not all the 20,000 bees can give honey. It's less than 5% of the overall population that can produce honey. Isn't this even more interesting? Right. So I just want to explain about how the honey processing usually happens. And then I have a couple of interesting things also to talk about, but I'll save it for a little later. So what happens is the usual process of the honey production is the bees sit from flowers to flowers, and they collect this sweet syrup from the flowers, which is called nectar. So when the bees collect this nectar, the bees would transfer from one bee's mouth to another bee's mouth. So that's how usually the transfer of nectar happens. And while doing this transfer of the nectar, there is this enzyme in one of the body part of the bee called the bee stomach. And that bee stomach converts that liquid type of syrup into honey. It doesn't just happen because of that enzyme. The bees usually keep chewing and chewing that nectar, and while transferring from one bee to another bee, what happens that usually gets thickened. The syrup gets little thickened, and then the actual production of honey happens as a form of vomit. When the bees vomit, that is what is honey actually. Did you know this? No? Are you surprised, or did you already know this? You knew it. Okay, good. I did not know this. I thought something else, but I got to know it is apparently the vomit. So that vomit, when it comes out of the bees, it gets stored in the beehive. Now that beehive is again created by the bees using bee wax. So that's something that is already available in one of the chemical body part of the bees that helps the bees to produce this, to create this beehive. That's where the bees get stored. So when this vomit comes out of the bee's mouth, that vomit is usually in the liquid form. It is not usually the thick honey that we usually have tasted. It is not usually in the thick form. So in order to make it thick, the water has to evaporate from the honey, it seems. And that evaporation does not happen naturally. That evaporation happens with the help of bees. The wings that bees have, they have to continuously keep fanning around the honey, and then that excess water in the honey gets evaporated. So after that evaporation happens, that's when the honey gets thickened, and that's the exact organic honey to taste for and to die for. I have more things to talk about, but I will store it for a little later part of the day. But let's kind of get started with the meeting. I don't know if I think we do have a couple of guests. So for the benefit of guests, I want to explain the structure of the meeting. Usually any typical Toastmasters meeting will have three segments. One is the prepared speeches, where the speakers will choose certain pathways basis of their interest. They'll write a speech, they'll come and deliver that speech in front of all of us. The second segment of the Toastmasters meeting usually is table topics, and table topics is the most fun and amazing session usually, because here everybody can take part, including the guests as well. There will be an impromptu topic that would be given to all of us, and we'll have about 2 to 2.5 minutes to talk on that topic, anything that comes to your mind. So that is what exactly makes this segment more interesting. The last segment is about the evaluation. Evaluation is, one of my mentors said that evaluation is really important because evaluation acts as breakfast of champions. So here, as part of the evaluation, the champions would evaluate the entire meeting from the beginning till the end of the meeting on how the meeting went on, what went really good, and what could be improvised for the upcoming meeting onwards. So without further ado, let's get the first segment of the meeting started, which is the prepared speech. And to give our first speech, we have our first speaker, Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra, who will be, before that, I think I'll have to call the general evaluator. Sorry, I'm doing this after a really long time. There is a slight change with our general evaluator. Thank you so much again, DTM Rajani, for stepping in at the last minute. So we have our general evaluator. He is the current area director for Area B1, District 92. He has more than 1.5 decades of IT experience. He is currently working as a senior manager at OpenNext. May I please request our general evaluator to kindly come on the stage and explain the role of the evaluation along with what the TAGL team would be doing, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari. I'm sure that universe is manifesting myself to be a DTM sooner. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Okay. I'm Rasikant Reddy. I'll be general evaluator for today. And for today's session, we have two speakers that TMOD Toastmaster Deepa would be taking care of it. Then I'll be directly taking to timer, language evaluation, and a listener part, plus a table topic evaluation, and my general evaluation. For timer part, I'll have a Toastmaster Samir Ali, who will be taking care of timer part. Now let me call Toastmaster Samir Ali. He is Samir is an IT professional in quality assurance. He lives in Bangalore with his wife and children. He loves travel and likes to read when he gets time. He's a water person and likes the beach, water sports, and deep sea diving. Let me call Toastmaster Samir Ali and how he is taking part at today's session. Over to you, Toastmaster Samir Ali.
Good morning, everyone. As a timer, I'll be timing the prepared speeches, the table topics, and also the evaluation. I'll be alerting you about the time limits with green, yellow, and red cards. For the prepared speeches, the time limit is between 5 and 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll change my background to green, like this. At 6 minutes, I'll change my background to yellow. And at 7 minutes, I'll change my background to red. For the table topics, the time limit is between 1 and 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll change my background to green. At 1.5 minutes, I'll change my background to yellow. And at 2 minutes, I'll change my background to red. After that, you will have a 30-second grace period as well. For evaluation, the time limit is between 2 and 3 minutes. So at 2 minutes, I'll change my background to green. At 2.5 minutes, I'll change my background to yellow. And at 3 minutes, I'll change my background to red. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir Ali. And I will call, next I will have a listener role, who is Toastmaster Abhinav. And I would call Toastmaster Abhinav. Abhinav is a software engineer at Intuit with over 6 years of experience in the software industry. Abhinav completed his BTech in computer science from Krishna Institute of Engineering and Technology. He comes from Bhandari, a small town in Uttar Pradesh, which is known as its unique Shahja's tones. Let me call Toastmaster Abhinav to talk about his roles and responsibilities today. What do you want?
So I would be the listener for today's meeting. So please be attentive and let's see how attentive you are on Saturdays.
Thank you. Now, as part of evaluation, we have a language evaluator that will be given by Dr. Isha Rai, Toastmaster Dr. Isha Rai. Dr. Isha Rai, an internal medical specialist, has studied in Delhi, Bangalore, and Andhra Pradesh, fluent in Hindi and Bengali. She also understands Kannada, Telugu, which aid in her patient interaction, despite sometimes amusing her with her accent. Known for her jovial nature, she enjoyed sharing numerous daily anecdotes. An avid reader, she now prefers audiobooks and podcasts. Due to her busy schedule, grade 6 pianist, she enjoys listening to music. Over to Toastmaster Dr. Isha Rai.
Good morning, all Toastmasters. As language evaluator, it is my responsibility to make sure that everyone uses good language. And so I will be watching out for the misuse of the English language. I will be watching out for outstanding phrases, quotes, and good usage of words and sayings and thoughts. And I would like to introduce the word of the day. Today, the word of the day is diligent. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Isha Rai. Here we have one more evaluator. We all have a fun session of our table topics, right? And to evaluate the table topics, we have a table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Nancy Goel. She is a distinguished Toastmaster. Nancy Goel is a director and a partner at a Practive Consulting and Training LLP, a vibrant consulting and training services company which serves MSMEs in non-profit and corporate across India. She has more than 10 years of entrepreneurial experience and a strong expertise in business intelligence and data analytics. Nancy is a charter president of Gabbys, the Gabbys, and currently serving as a VP Education of the Gabbys. Welcome, Nancy, the distinguished Toastmaster.
Thank you. Good morning, Gabbys. As table topic evaluator for today's meeting, I will be evaluating each and every table topic speaker who's going to take up stage during the TT section. So I look forward to each one of you raising your hands voluntarily and taking up stage, deliver the speech. I'll be there to help you out with my evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy, Toastmaster. Now, for our two speakers, Toastmaster Pushpak and Toastmaster Mamta, we have two evaluators, Toastmaster Ankur and Toastmaster Sravan V. Maybe we'll introduce them when we are calling upon for their evaluation. Now, with that, I will hand out the virtual stage to Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari. What to you, Toastmaster Deepa?
Thank you so much. Firstly, Toastmaster Rajini, the general evaluator. I don't know for what reason. I always thought area directors are usually by default DTM. I did not know about it. I'm so sorry about it. Secondly, thank you so much, general evaluator, for diligently explaining the role of yourself as well as the TAGL team wonderfully. With that, let's get our very first segment of the prepared speech being started. Our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra, who will be delivering L1 P4 on his pathway. Duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. Pushpak Mishra is a chartered accountant with over 6 years of experience in accounting, auditing, taxation, and financial reporting. He is currently the manager in finance controllership at Levi's, where he brings his hands-on experience in auditing, handling, MIS reporting, and regulatory compliance. His role reflects a strong foundation in finance and a dedication to ensuring accuracy and adherence to financial regulations. Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra. Life of a Bihari from Litti Chokha to LinkedIn. Life of a Bihari from Litti Chokha to LinkedIn. Toastmaster Pushpak, over to you.
Namaste, Toastmaster and guest. I am from Bihari, which means two things. People expect me either I'm an IAS officer or a politician, but I'm neither. So they always ask me, "Bhai, kar kya raha hai tu life mein?" Why? Because in Bihar, out of 99% population, either they are prepared, they are a UPSC aspirant or a political karyakarta. Don't think that I am from that 1%. I am also, once in a life, I was also a UPSC aspirant. So that's why you must have heard from so many people that Bihari are very good in general awareness, because they must have appeared once in their life, they must have appeared UPSC prelim exam. That's why they are good in GK. Well, in Bihar, where Wi-Fi is not free, but giving Gyan is totally and completely free. Well, today I am here to prove myself that Bihari can also do something different to make people laugh, that also without charging GST. So we must have heard so many stereotypes about the Bihar and Bihari people, that we always carry lathi or katta, speak Bhojpuri, and eat all time litti chokha. Yeah, to some extent it's true also. So during our childhood, we don't had any PlayStation. We play with gulli danda. And when we talk about the food, we eat litti chokha and we compare it with pizza. And we in childhood, we understand that pizza and litti chokha is like brother sister. Why? Because in pizza, we top up with cheese. And in litti chokha, we top up with ghee. And ghee and cheese both are son and daughter of mother milk. Okay, so first time when I came to Bangalore, I heard so people speak English too fast. One guy told me, "Hey bro, what's up?" I was thinking, what he's asking, what is up? Yes. Then I slowly replied, "Bro, fan is up, light is up, and if you go outside of room, you can find sun is up, sky is up, so many things are up. I don't know what you are looking for." He's still in surprise. One day, I mean, I was, my boss was in a meeting and he was asking, he was discussing about one of the project, and surprisingly, he told that this project is very difficult. So I just raised my hand. "Sir, I can do it. We can do it." I said, "You can do it? Tell me how you will do it."
I said, that I don't know, but I will figure it out. So that's a confidence. Sir, how you guys get that kind of confidence? I say, sir, see, we believe that if in the world, if anyone can do it, we can do it. How? Because this we have this belief system came from one principle. What is that principle? Sir, principle is that ek bihari sau pe bhari. Oh, great. So we Bihari have two superpower. One is called Jugaad, and that second one is confidence. Confidence I already discussed. I will talk about the Jugaad. So when life gives us a lemon, we make it Nimbu Pani and sell it at a profit. Yeah. So when we go out of the Bihar, we always miss our home food, litti chokha. So that we prepare it in oven, and that's why we known for our that considered as a Bihar ambassador. Well, sometimes people ask me, where are you from? I said, I'm from Bihar. They said, oh, you are from Lalu Yadav area. I said, no, I am not from Lalu Yadav area. I am from Aryavat area who has invented zero. And without zero, your salary is nothing. So you must have seen that Bihar is not in only in India. You go America, you go Europe, you go Chand pe, you go Dharti pe, everywhere you will find Bihari. Because Bihari, we feel that all universe is our family. So next time, whenever you will meet a Bihari, don't just about litti chokha and the Lalu Yadav politics. We have so many superpowers. We have confidence, we have jugaad, a lot of things we have. Thank you. Dhanyawad.
Oh my God, I continuously had this smile on my face, and it was not only me, there are some laughter in the room as well, which is quite evident from the speech of Toastmaster Pushpak. Toastmaster Pushpak, congratulations on delivering such a wonderful speech. I can really vouch for you, and I really want you to. I don't know if you're participating in the contest in September, but I really request you to contest because you seem to be one of the candidate for it. Okay, so with that, we'll move on to speaker number 2. Our speaker 2 is Mamta Jain, who will be delivering L1 P4 again. Her duration of the speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. She brings with her a unique blend of creativity and logic, being both a visual designer and an engineer. This rare combination shapes her perspective, allowing her to tackle challenges with imaginative flair and analytical precision. Beyond her professional pursuits, she finds joy in swadhyay, regarding reading religious texts, painting, and practicing yoga. She has joined Toastmasters with a clear and inspiring goal to become a more confident and impactful speaker just like any of us. So Toastmaster Mamta Jain, small habits, 21 days, big changes. Small habits, 21 days, big changes. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta Jain.
Toastmasters and dear guests, what if I told you that doing just 15 minutes of yoga or reading 2 pages of a book would change your life? It sounds too simple, too small to matter, but that is the secret. Small habits are the seeds of big transformations. Think about a bamboo tree. For years, nothing seems to happen above the soil, but underground, roots are growing deep and strong. Then suddenly, it shoots up several feet in weeks. Our habits work the same way. Small actions build invisible roots before visible change appears. And here is another secret. It takes just 21 days of consistent action for your brain to start embracing a new habit. Small habits, 21 days, big changes. James Clear calls them atomic habits. tiny but powerful actions that create massive change. We love transformation stories. She lost 10 kgs. He became a morning person. She gave a TED talk. But what we don't see is the quiet repeated steps behind the scenes. They didn't change in one giant leap. They changed through tiny, consistent actions, so small that nobody noticed at first. 21 days of repeating a habit gives your brain time to rewire itself. That is when the magic begins. Let me share my own journey. I wanted to feel more centered and focused. So I committed to doing 15 minutes of yoga every morning. For 21 days, no excuses. Day 1, I felt stiff. Day 6, I began to look forward to it. Day 14, I added 5 minutes of meditation. Day 21, it didn't change like a task. It felt like me. Small habits, 21 days, and a new version of myself emerged. Our brains are wired to love patterns. When we repeat an action often enough, it becomes automatic, like yoga. A habit forms through a simple loop. Cue, action, reward. If you set up the right cue and keep rewarding yourself, the habit starts to run on autopilot. When I placed my alarm clock across the room, it forced me to get out of the bed. That small change eventually gave me peaceful mornings filled with yoga, reading, and journaling. One technique that works wonder is habit stacking, linking a new habit to the one you already do. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 2 minutes. After I make my morning juice, I will write one gratitude line in my journal. The existing habits become an anchor for the new one. Why do small habits work so well? Because small is doable. It removes resistance. Would you commit to an hour of reading every day? Maybe not. But 2 pages? Easy. Remember, never skip twice. Miss only once if must, but get back the very next day. Small habits build momentum, and momentum is the real engine of transformation. You don't need January 1st to start. You don't need a coach, a course, or a crisis. You need one small habit, one simple promise, and 21 days of commitment. Because big changes are not built in one day. They are built one day at a time. Every action you take is like casting a vote for a kind of person you want to become. Each small habit is a vote for your future self. So today, cast one small vote. Drink that glass of water. Write that one line. Take that short walk. Small habits, 21 days, big changes. All are these the atomic habits that can change your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mamta Jain. May I please request everybody to unmute yourself and here, let's give it up for Toastmaster Mamta Jain for that delightful message and a reminder to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is one of the thanks for reminding me. To be honest, I have been a fitness freak for a really long time, but after marriage, my lifestyle has changed so much. I have to get back on track, and this is going to be one of my reminder. I hope I'll do it after this. All right. So with this message and that delightful speech, we'll come to the third speaker, which will be the last speaker for today's first segment. Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma. He will be delivering his L1P4, which is...
Deepa, Ankur is not delivering a speech, he's doing an evaluation. His evaluation will be evaluated, so we can take a break and then come back for the table topic.
Okay, all right, okay. Okay, then let's take a break and come back in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, 10:55 it is. All right, 10:55, let's be back. Thank you, everybody.
किस्मत यहाँ पे जागत है, जंगल दरिया पगडंडी पर आप सभी का स्वागत है। बैलेंस है ज्ञानी गंवार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में।
सर आप टेंशन यहाँ काहे रहे?
समझ में नहीं आ रहा मैं यहाँ का कैसे बनूं, कैसे जुड़ूं उन लोगों से?
बहुत ही इजी है। सबसे पहले आप ये मैं कहना बंद कर दीजिए, हम पे आ जाइए। यहाँ मैं नहीं हम चलता है सर। हम में ना एक अपनापन है, पावर है, प्यार है, हम बम है सर। जिस दिन आप मैं छोड़ के हम पे आ जाएंगे ना, 50% बिहारी तो आप उसी दिन हो जाइएगा, हम कह रहे हैं।
लेकर बैठा है वो राजा है, कुछ ही देर में पता चलेगा घाव इश्क का ताजा है। दिल दे देते हवा उधार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, हमरा बिहार में।
Power doesn't corrupt people. People corrupt power. In short, I want to make a difference. And not a small one.
बुद्धा की धरती की परती पर उगल बंदूक यहाँ, पुत्रों से भी क्या मजाल की जाए निशाना चूक यहाँ। ठोक देंगे कट्टा का पास में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, हमरा बिहार
में। कोई आंख आपकी तरफ उठेगा, कोई हाथ अगर आपकी तरफ बढ़ेगा, तो हम देखेंगे नहीं कि वो किसका है। उस आंख को नोच देंगे, उस हाथ को काट देंगे, वचन देते हैं।
हम ही दरोगा, हम ही कलेक्टर, सब डिग्री के लायक हैं। हम भी कुर्ता झाड़ के चलते भैया हमर विधायक हैं। रंग सारे हवा रंगदार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, आइए ना हमरा बिहार में, हमरा बिहार में।
Okay, we have another 1 minute to settle down.
Yes.
It felt like a Bihari day today. had a speech from Bihar, and then we had a speech on Bihari topic. The song also was on Bihar. It was good. I don't know whose idea it was, but it was fun. All right, so let's get started. So we are back now. Before we start or move on to table topics, I have one more information to share on bees. Do you know that apart from producing honey, yes, what other factors do you know about the bees?
Pollination. Pollination.
Correct. Yes.
There
Yes.
is only one queen.
Sorry? Who said?
There is only one queen in the hive.
Correct. Yes, that's true. Yes, yes. So pollination is one of the important factors that bees are heavily dependent on. So this is what I got to know again, that the food that we eat, the crops that are cultivated by the farmers, bees play a vital role because of the natural process called pollination. So pollination is the process where when the bees are transferring or moving from one flower to another flower, they leave behind this pollen grain. They take this pollen grain from the male part of the flower and they move on to the female part of the flower and leave it there. So this process is very crucial for the farmers in order to grow quality crops. If this pollination does not happen, then a lot of chemicals, pesticides has to be used to grow the crops. And that crop would be not of authentic quality. So if there are no bees, there is no pollination. And if there is no pollination, there are no quality crops. And if there are no quality crops, we Homo sapiens may not exist. So bees play a vital role in the ecosystem, and they play a vital role in the cultivation of crops through this natural process of pollination, which acts as a fertilization for cultivating crops for the farmers. So this is one of the reasons I was asking this farmer lady while they were harvesting this honey, why are you not killing the bees? Why are you just shooing them off? So she told me that they don't kill the bees. And if you all have noticed, anywhere when harvesting the honey, nobody kills the bees because bees are really required for the ecosystem. Bees are really required for the farmers. This is a natural process to happen. So they try to show off the bees by using the smoke. They don't light the fire or they don't try to kill the bees. They just use the smoke to show off the bees in order to not harm them and plus make sure they are able to harvest the honey. I hope you found this information interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, we'll move on to the next segment, which is the table topics, the most amazing segment of today's meeting. So to do that, we have table topic master, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Me.
Oh, this change in the... Okay.
It was me only.
Oh, is it? I'm so sorry. I thought we agreed for Lakshmi. So I don't a formal introduction is required for you, but I'll give an introduction on my own. He came to DTM Toastmasters Club once. I called him, and that's when I left the club and I followed him, and I got to know that he's there in Gabbys Toastmasters Club, and I wanted him to be my mentor. I'm sure with the way how he is as a personality, with the way how he talks, that charisma that he carries. He's a DTM for a known reason, and he is the founder of Practo for a known reason, of course. We all look up to DTM Sourav Dutta. You don't need an introduction. This is my introduction from heart. So to you to conduct this wonderful table topic session, sir.
So much. So let us get started with the table topic section. Before I roll out the topic, before I invite the participants, let me quickly explain to you what is table topics all about and why is table topics so important. Table topics help us learn impromptu speaking. Now the question is, Why is impromptu speaking important? Because it's a survival skill. If you're in a relationship, right, and you're coming back home after going out with a dinner with your ex, and you're caught, you need to dole out something right there on the spot to say, okay, where was I? Right? If you are staying at home with your parents, you're coming back to them in the morning after a party, and your dad is standing at the gate like this, you need to tell him exactly a very convincing reason. It could be a flat tire or whatever you can think of at that point of time, but that's the chance of your survival, right? So that's why I always say table topics is a survival skill. So today we are going to impromptu speaking is a survival skill, and today we are going to practice impromptu speaking through this table topic section. So the way it happens is that we give out a topic. I'm the table topic master, and I will be calling people. I would be inviting people on the stage, and I would be giving out a topic, and you would be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak on the topic. Now, after 1 minute, the timer will raise the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the timer will raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, the timer will raise the red card. You will still get another 30 seconds to wrap up your topic. You will not be disqualified unless you have spoken beyond 2 minutes 30 seconds. And you have to speak a minimum of 1 minute. That is till the time the green card comes up to be qualified for table topics. Polling. Now, before I start, I want to do a quick demo of how table topic generally works. Right? So, the question could be, whatever question I ask you, don't give a one-word answer. Try to give a little bit of an explanation of that particular topic. Like, for example, if I ask you, do you like tea or coffee? Don't just say tea and walk away from the stage. Tell us why you like tea, what kind of tea you like, how many times did you have tea, how many cups of tea you can have in your life. All of those things you keep on saying till the time you see the green card on the screen. Is it clear? Is it clear? Oh, good. Any other guests in the room? I will be giving chances to the guests first, guests and non-role takers first. And if we run out of speakers, which we won't, then only the role takers will get a chance. The chances of that is slim. Okay, so we are going to get started with our first speaker. And our first speaker is, okay, I see. Okay, DTM Harish Bilgi. Okay, distinguished Toastmaster Harish Bilgi. The topic that I have for you is the unknown is just the known with better stories. The unknown is just the known with better stories. Over to you, DTM Harish.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. The topic given to me is unknown is nothing but known with better stories or hidden stories. The difference between known and unknown is 2 words, UN, which is not known. Any story which we don't know fully comes into this category of unknown. And that is the spice of that particular story. Moment we know the climax of a story, that unknown factor is removed and we don't like to hear the stories. But have you noticed one thing? There are so many stories which have come in our life, which we have heard one after another, years after years, throughout the ages, and yet we love to hear those stories. That unknown factor of those stories are no more unknown. I'll give you 2 examples, Ramayana and Mahabharata. How many times have you watched, seen, heard the stories, but the novelty of the stories doesn't fade away? So, my dear friends, there could be a difference between known and unknown. 2 words, UN. But I feel it is up to the storyteller, up to the writer to keep that intrigue alive, to keep that potential of storytelling alive, so that whenever the audience hears it again, the unknown still remains unknown after knowing it. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harish Bilgi. We will now have someone from the room. So let's have Mohan. Are you ready?
Yes.
Toastmaster Mohan. Big wings don't always make bold flights. Big wings don't always make bold flights. Toastmaster Mohan.
Okay. Big wins. So whenever we are trying to do something, whether you are trying for some preparation, you are trying for some passion or anything, where I will always to start with small wins. Like for example, you cannot become as suddenly big. So you have whatever it may be, you just start from scratch, like 0 to 1. You can't directly directly go to the 10. So you are always the goal or aim should be like slowly increasing. Then only your also wings also will be slowly, it will be increased. That's how you can gain the confidence. That's how you build the mindset and everything. So if you look it back, I was looking for a job change since a long back. I started what I want to do, what exactly I want to do, which domain I wanted to grow. I created a path and everything. Initially, I just given random interviews, random domains, random everything. I was rejected. Then I decided what to do, what not to do. I cleared my roadmap and everything. Then slowly practice, slowly 6 months, 1 year. Then finally, I got it what I want. That's how whenever the wings are big, so you need to be careful on what exactly you are looking on it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, who wants to go online? The next topic is for an online speaker. Anyone online, would you want to volunteer or I would make my pick? Do we see anyone raising a hand? Sunil Gupta raising his hand. Okay. Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Curiosity will take you where Wi-Fi does not. Curiosity will take you where Wi-Fi will not. I'll repeat the topic once more. Curiosity will take you where Wi-Fi will not. Curiosity will take you where Wi-Fi will not. Over to you, Sunil.
Curiosity has unlimited ways, unlimited distance. I'll tell you a story that I read in a newspaper. Two people on motorcycle were going on a way. They were using internet on their mobile and they were following the Google map. Suddenly, they dropped into a river and died due to that Google map. Because the Google map showed a bridge that was half constructed. And it was showing that there is a bridge. They were, they were riding the bicycle with a full speed and that. So everywhere Wi-Fi is not real. It can't make you, or it can't take you on a real path. Despite your curiosity, if you are aware of things around you and you want to know things with your mind, it works perfectly and I would say more accurately than Wi-Fi or internet. So please, next time, don't fully depend on Wi-Fi or internet. Just use your mind, your curiosity, your wish or your ways or your knowledge. You will find a good way. You will find a good way of success. Back to Table Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. I would now want to invite Toastmaster Prapurna. Toastmaster Prapurna, would you please want to take the next topic? Prapurna, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Are you ready for the next topic?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Possible to come on camera?
Yeah. This time.
I'd love to see you on camera.
Next time.
Next time? Okay, no problem, no problem. So we are going to get ahead to get going with the topic. Okay. So the topic for you is the hive whispers safety. The field screams life. The hive whispers safety. The field screams life. Toastmaster Prabhu.
Could you please repeat the topic? I couldn't hear.
Yeah. So the topic is the hive whispers safety. The field screams life. The hive. The hive. Yeah,
Okay.
HIV, hive. The hive whispers safety. The field screams life. We have put the topic on chat as well.
Okay. Have you been to any forest area? I have been during my trip to Himachal. So there are many things that are that you enjoy, the nature, the beauty of the nature. But when you put yourself into the field, you really see what the life is. When you are in the cage of your own nutshell or the hive, you might be safe. The hive always whispers the safety for you. But when you put yourself in the right field, when you explore the opportunities, or if the opportunities doesn't exist, when you create the door for them, then the life unlocks. That is how I approach life. And I was a person who didn't even travel by metro alone when I'm with my parents. But I did a solo trip to Himachal and I explored everything on my own, and the life unlocked. I met so many people where I interacted with them, know about their culture. This is how I put myself updated, how I lead my life. And I definitely agree with the topic. The hive whispers safety. But when you really wanted to know the taste of life, you need to listen to the screams that are in the field when you enter the field. Thank you for the topic.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prapurna. Can I have our guest on stage, please? Please come. Can you repeat your name once again for everyone's benefit?
Ashwini, myself Ashwini.
Ashwini.
Yes.
Okay. That is Ashwini. Ashwini is a guest and he is attempting the first table topic of your life, right? Lovely. Okay. This is exciting. So the topic for you is a bee that never leaves the hive never tastes real honey. A bee that never leaves the hive never tastes real honey. Ashwini.
So this is a very good topic, I think. So we can relate to our journey itself. So be just an example, if we are living in my home, suppose from birth to get adult, so we are being home and we are just doing the something or other thing in home. But if we go outside, for example, if we are working outside any organization, we learn most of the things outside only. So this is a very good thing because in home we don't see anything, any challenges, we don't feel anything. We get the food in the bed and everything we got from our parents. So nothing to learn and nothing to get something out of the box, or nothing we can think about that. But leaving the home, we can think and we can just see what are the challenges and what are the things we can't do in home and we can't learn outside, sorry, in home. So this is a very good thing, because leaving home is a better thing to learn and to grow oneself, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You spoke for the green light. Good. Lovely. Please take your seat. The next topic is for Devarshi Raichaudhuri. Our guest again. Devarshi, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Devarshi, is it possible for you to come on camera?
Yeah, I'm on camera only.
Okay, lovely. Put him on spotlight. So, Devarshi, your topic is the sting of failure fades faster than the regret of not trying. The sting of failure fades faster than the regret of not trying. Devarshi Raichaudhuri.
Thank you for this topic, and well, this is a very nice topic, and we all can relate with this topic any times of our life, right? From during our career, during our lifespan, we always faces some failure in our life. So it depends upon the person altogether, whether they want to fight back with the failure which they have faced, or they want to just give up with the things which they have faced out during that particular time. So it happens with any person that during the course of their career, during the course of their school days, or during the course of their relationships also, the things do happen that we just want to give up with the circumstance or situation which we have faced out. But it's only about how to come up or how to retaliate back with the situations which we have faced, and how to give positive things toward the situation which can help out the person in a better aspect. This is what I can take out.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Not yet to be Toastmaster Devarshi Raichaudhuri, soon to be Toastmaster Devarshi Raichaudhuri. And my last topic, and for this, why should we have all the fun, right? I would invite the table topic evaluator to take the last topic. Okay, so the topic for you is the unknown doesn't always bite. It also dares you to dance. The unknown doesn't always bite. It also dares you to dance. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy.
How many of you are working employees? I was once a working employee. Every month, I used to get a salary, 30th of the month, and ding, that sound of that SMS on your mobile, that used to feel so beautiful, because that was propelling me to work for next 1 month. And that's how I was living my life for good 2 years. Then suddenly came a gentleman who said, Nancy, whatever you're doing good, but there's a scope to do better. And what was that better? Join me for practice. Join me for a startup. And I was like, what are we going to do at practice? He said, that we need to figure out. For now, we are into training, but not sure how it's going to go. I said, okay, let me try something along with the job. I got into that with full of doubts. I was not at all sure where we are heading. It started becoming exciting day after day after day. And eventually I left my job. The day I left my job, it hit me. It hit me knowing that I really don't know what's going to happen next. every day I was waking up to some unknown problem that client had. Until today, it's happening the same. But this is a tune that my client is deciding for me. This is a tune that I'm waking up to every day, knowing that something new, something exciting, something fun is going to happen. And it is happening. I'm dancing to the tune that I'm not aware of. Today, I woke up, another client message, another response I needed to give. So the point here is that every day something unknown is there, but unknown doesn't mean it's bad. It means something exciting that I'm not aware of. So yes, I'm loving to dance to the tune which is being presented to me every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you would have realized from the topics today, the bees and the beehives have so many lessons to teach us. They teach us that the tiniest of the wings sometimes can take long flights. They teach us that the tiniest of the buzz can actually make a change. They teach us that you need to go out of your hive to fetch nectar to make something which is productive for the entire world. So a small bee has so much to teach us. And we as humans just have to develop that maturity to learn. With this, I would like to hand over to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you, Deepa.
Man, oh man, what can I say about this man? What a wonderful segment on table topics today. I'm sure we're all delighted to witness this. And I hope everybody had an amazing time just like the way I did. May I please request everybody online and offline to unmute yourself and give it up for distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, please. Okay, so after that interesting segment of the table topics, now let's move on to testing the knowledge, not knowledge, but the eye to details of everyone here. If you have ever seen a bee very closely, has everyone seen a bee closely? I would be surprised if anybody says no. Everyone has seen. Okay, so I'm going to test your eye to details when you have seen a bee very close by. So if you have seen a bee, tell me how many pairs of wings does a bee have?
2 pairs.
Correct, very good. Okay, how many legs does it have?
6.
2.
Is somebody Googling?
No.
No Googling, please. No Googling. That's correct. Yes, 6. So bees have a unique feature in them which helps them to sense where exactly the flowers are. What is that sensing? Correct. It's the antenna. They have that 2 antennas that helps the bees with sensing. That's great. Okay. How many eyes does the bee have? 2 is wrong.
16.
Sorry, 16.
It can see 360 degrees.
Very smart answer, but how many eyes?
Prasang says no eyes.
No, they have.
They have eyes.
5 eyes. Okay. Also, do you know very interesting factor about bees that there is, of course, male bee and there's a female bee, but there's only one bee that stings, not both bees.
Female stings.
Male bee doesn't sting. Okay, and there's a unique way of the bees to communicate. Apparently, this was very interesting. I was wondering, how do they even communicate? So there is a very interesting way of doing the communication of the bees, telling that there is a flower, and they also communicate apparently what is the quality of the flower and how much of a nectar they can expect, and what is the distance of the flowers. Do you know what is the technique of communication?
Dance.
Yes,
Through
dance. Correct.
They can't hear.
They can't hear, yes, but it's the dance. They dance. Yes. The moment, the faster they dance, apparently, that means that's where there's so much of flowers, it seems. And if the intensity of dance is very less, that means there is a flower. It doesn't mean that there are so many flowers. Okay. And Two of the important factors, this one I will tell, to learn from the bees. And this we follow day in, day out, all the time here if you're a working professional. One is they're always busy. They're always busy. They're not lazy at all. They're always busy working throughout the day, collecting this nectar. So this is one of the lesson to learn from them. Doesn't mean that we literally have to work this work. It can be any sort of work which is very productive. It can be personal work. It can be professional work also. And the last interesting fact about the bees is, you'll hear it all the time, teamwork. They don't work in silos. They believe in teamwork. Have you ever seen any one single bee going to the flowers and collecting this nectar? You'll always see them in the group, right? You always tend to see them in the group. So that's what they believe in. They believe in teamwork. They're always seen together. So this is one of the takeaways to learn from the bees, to work collectively as one team. Okay, so with that interaction, let's move on to the final segment, which is the evaluation. Let's call upon our champions to give us a little dose of breakfast, which is the feedbacks. So may I please request our general evaluator to come along with the TAGL team and let us know how did the meeting go and what can we do better next time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. I think you have exhibited greater energies throughout the session. Nancy, first a table topic evaluation before the speech.
First, you can go with the evaluators.
Okay, fine. Now we'll start with speech evaluations. To evaluate our first speaker, I have a Toastmaster Ankur who would be evaluating Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra. Let me call Toastmaster Ankur. Toastmaster Ankur, let me introduce you. Sorry. Ankur Vishwakarma is an enthusiastic software engineer who matches has a passion for technology with a desire to teach, frequently seeking out to new locations to read and expand his knowledge. Nevertheless, his real passion lies in animal welfare. Ankur devotes his efforts to enhancing the lives of animals and is a devoted to fostering and enduring a change. Welcome, Toastmaster Ankur.
What a witty and laughter-packed delivery by Toastmasters Pushpak, a confident hacker from Bihar. I have heard your previous speeches from Icebreaker to his last speech where he gave us how tough his life was and how he moved along and made through all the struggles. Well, let me tell you, your speech did break a lot of stereotypes about Bihar. And so, knowing you personally, so have your life in general. Your speech was so humorous and you delivered it so confidently that it kept us all engaged and we kept waiting for the next punchline. Well done on the humor part. We learned a lot of Bihari words and Bihari world today, like lathi, stick or staff, katta, gun, gulli danda, another form of cricket. We can say Nimbu pani, lemonade, chand dharti, moon and earth. So you see, here comes my first recommendation. Not all the speakers audience is understanding of the Hindi words or specific to the words that come from your native language. So whenever you are going to use our native language, please try to translate it in English. You had such a humorous speech. Then why so serious? You made us all laugh and you paused also for us to take a break and we can laugh and get your punchlines. But why not keep a smile on your face? That is my second recommendation. The third recommendation, you could have done really well in your body language. The way you started and in the way you delivered the speech, your hands were free. They were hanging like this. There are a lot of good words that could have been added as a body language. So with that, I would like to summarize that your speech was engaging, humorous, you had a confident delivery, what you can work on. And I would like to challenge you that in your next speech, you keep the same humor while keeping the language native English or translating it to English while you suggest some words. Mind your body language and keep a little smile on your face. And I'm very excited for your second speech and also for the litti choka that you have brought for us in that bag. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the detailed evaluation. Thank you. You have shown a good energy there. Then, for evaluating a speaker to Toastmaster Mamta Jain, I would invite Toastmaster Sravan V to evaluate a speaker 2. The Sravan V, let me introduce him. Sravan V is an experienced IT professional specializing in regulatory compliance and IT system governance. He has been an active member of a Toastmasters International for over 3 years, having served as a club president and immediate past president of a TCS Maitri Toastmasters Club in Pune. He plays the flute and violin, currently pursuing a master's in yoga with a deep interest in human and animal behavior psychology. What do you, Toastmaster Shravan?
Thank you, DTM. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajnikant. Toastmaster Mamta, first of all, let me commend you on the progress you have made. Your 21-day challenge is clearly working. I can already see the improvement from your previous speech. Earlier, whenever I watched your speech, it was almost felt like a screen was frozen. Such a calmness, like still water in a pond. But today, I could sense gentle ripples, a sign that your presence and delivery are beginning to come alive. That's a big step forward. Now, if I may recommend, I would suggest focusing a bit more on your eye contact and body language to match the strength of your content. Your content has a lot of strength. Since your pathway is a motivational strategy, it calls for a lion-like voice and powerful energy. I recommend you watch top motivational speakers like Tony Robbins or Barack Obama. Observe their body language, observe their voice modulation and all, the powerful energy. Then you try to also continue your 21-day challenge in your speech also, but take it up to a notch. Redeliver your speeches at different clubs. Remember, repetition is the mother of mastery. The more you practice, the more you will refine your ability to inspire and influence. And to commend you once again, you have shown remarkable dedication and consistency. These are the traits that build great speakers. Stay committed to your practice. I'm confident that with time, your speeches will not only engage the audience the way today it was engaged, but also motivate and influence the audience as well. So I wish you all the best for your future projects. Bring more more energy and more vitality to your speech. That's it from my end, and I wish you all the best. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Rajni.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravan. Now, in a Gabbys, we have one best practice of evaluating the evaluator. To evaluate first evaluator, Toastmaster Ankur, we have another evaluator who will be evaluating the speech evaluation of our Toastmaster Ankur. That is Toastmaster Nandini. Let me introduce our Toastmaster Nandini. Nandini is an MBBS student at Manipal University College, Malaysia, and the president of MUCM Toastmasters Club. Passionate about the music and theatre, she holds a grade 3 from London College of Music. She actively seeks opportunities to learn, connect, and grow through leadership and the performing arts. What to your Toastmaster Nandini?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. The time difference is here different in Malaysia. And a special greeting to Toastmaster Ankur. I have to say, congratulations on completing your purpose. You did beautifully in delivering a very nice, rounded evaluation for Toastmaster Pushpak. I loved your energy. My favorite thing about your evaluation was your energy. You came there and I could tell that your voice probably carried throughout the room, because to me, living here, I can still hear you so clearly through the mic that you probably have there. Loved your energy, good voice, had like that smile, the same smile that you asked Toastmaster Pushpak to had. You had a nice expression, used your hands. Good job. I like that you also set up a little bit of a rapport with the speaker you were evaluating, because you had prior knowledge of him. It kind of helped the speaker get comfortable in receiving advice from you. So that was very nice for you to include. Some points that I want to humbly suggest to you is, I think a good way to do speech evaluations is to follow the sandwich method. Start with some good points, then have some opinions and improvements in the middle, and then end with some more good points and or summarize. In your way of delivering your evaluation, I noticed you said some things about him pausing, about his humor, but I feel like you also dispersed some of your positives while you were telling him improvements. This might get the person listening to confuse themselves, because they don't know if it's a good point or something to improve on, and they get lost. So I would suggest start with all the good things and all the highlight things that you liked about their speech first, then proceed on to your recommendations. Second of all, I would highly encourage you to follow another method called what, why, and how. When you're giving Toastmaster Pushpak his recommendations, like smile, mention what. I would like you to do an expression. Why? It would carry forward an energy that is contagious, that would help the audience smile and laugh with you. Imagine he's already funny and he's already holding a smile, how much more joyous and humorous the speech would become. And how? Remind him maybe that next time if you're not used to maintaining facial expressions, maybe go to a mirror. How should he implement this facial expressions into his speech? Give him a practical way to do so. So I think I would suggest that you follow both the sandwich method and the what, why, and how method. But overall, I loved your evaluation. It was well-rounded. Your energy was so good. Your voice was great. Your pauses were great. So I love that you used that to your advantage. Second, there were some really good points that you did bring forward to him. All your opinions about improvement were valid, but I would suggest that you follow these two methods to make your next evaluation even better. And a special thank you to Toastmaster Pushpak. I myself personally loved your speech, so props to both of you. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandini, for evaluating the evaluator. Now, we'll move to a table topic evaluation. For that, I will call Nancy, a distinguished Toastmaster. A request. Oh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajnikant, our channel evaluator. Well, I'll be sharing my thoughts on how did we do in the table topic section as the table topic speakers for all the topics that the speakers have taken. I'll start with our first speaker, DTM Harish. He was given the topic, the unknown is just the known with better stories. DTM Harish, my take on your topic, my evaluation on your topic is, you don't need to repeat the topic. You don't need to tell that you have heard the topic. You just start with the topic. You start with the story, you start with the quote, you start with something that is seeking attention from the audience, and then you build on top of that instead of just repeating the topic or saying the niceties. And this is not just you, I think most of the speakers have attempted. Another feedback for DTM Harish is while we are explaining about what is known and unknown, the difference between the both, a nicer way to attempt a topic like this is with a story, because the topic was demanding, all the topics were demanding stories. Next, we had Toastmaster Mohan Rao taking up topic, big wings don't always make bold flights. I love the way, Mohan, you brought in your personalized example, talked about how small steps helped you bag a job that you were looking for. I just failed to understand how it was relevant back to the topic. It was a take against the topic, fair point. But small wings, how do small wings grow in bigger wings? Probably one statement like that would have related the topic back to what was asked for. But other than that, I think you had a fabulous take. Next, we had Sunil Gupta. Toastmaster Sunil, his topic was curiosity will take you where Wi-Fi will. So this topic is where you can bring in a lot of humor, Sunil, and humor is your thing. I did miss the humor, but that's my personal thing, nothing to do with how you have attempted the topic. How you have attempted the topic was I really love the opening where you said curiosity has unlimited wings. You got my attention there. I was already listening to you. I was already into the topic. And then you brought in an example of a bike rider who got into water and drowned because of Wi-Fi. The only connection I felt missing in your topic was the fact that Wi-Fi and mobile data are two different things. Wi-Fi is limited to a particular building, a particular area. So that's where you could have probably made it more relevant by bringing in the connection between Wi-Fi and mobile data. Timer, I'll need some more time. I'm just at TT3. There are 4 more speakers. Next, we had Prapurna. Toastmaster Prapurna, your topic was the hive whisper safety, the field screams life. I love the way you engage the audience with a question in the very first quote. No niceties, no thank you, nothing. You just started with a bang. Have you been to any forest area? And I was just about to answer that. And suddenly your answer came. I have been to one. So you started with a hyperfora and you knew that you're a master of the game. You're going to talk about something which is relevant to all of us or not relevant, but still there's a story coming up next. I like the personal story where you talked about your trip to Himachal. You also had a good conclusion overall. I just felt in between this opening and some nice story coming up, there were some points like it's nice to be in the field, it's nice to not be at home, and all of those things. Those were just noise in the topic. Other than that, if you cut it out, I think you had a fabulous take and the most relevant take in the entire table topic section. Loved your topic. Next, we had Ashwini, our guest, who attempted a topic, a bee that never leaves the hive, never tastes real honey. Ashwini, being a guest, this was your first attempt, and I really found it interesting that you spoke for at least 1 minute and you had something to speak on. I'll just share one feedback on not how you have attempted, but how you could have attempted. This is something where you said it's very relevant for all of us. Just narrate a story. I felt that after a point, you kind of repeated the same things because you felt lost in your thoughts. There was nothing more to add. That's where if you start with a story, for example, you leaving your hometown and coming to Bangalore here, then you say that, okay, at home, I was getting this, I was getting that, all those treatment, food at bed, that's good to have. And then being in Bangalore, these are the opportunities I achieved. And then eventually going to pub, having late nights, and whatever you can add. So that story would have made more sense than just telling that this is what we all do. So that would have related back to audience better. The sting of failure fades faster than the regret of not trying. Again, Devarshi, you are a guest, and this is probably your second or third attempt being a repeat guest. you don't need to start with nice topic. We all can relate to the topic. I think it's more of a recency effect from the previous topic, but this is not something you need to start with. You can simply jump to the topic and talk about yourself, how you related to the topic. That's my feedback for you. Last but not the least, last speaker was myself. I haven't written down my topic. So anyone who knows what was my topic? Anyone? Unknown is not always.
Dance.
The noun does not always bite, but always tunes to dance.
Right. So unknown doesn't always bite, but you can always, it can always motivates to dance. Something like that was there. And I started with the story as I'm asking all of you to start with. I related to all of them who are the employees here by asking a question. The only catch in my topic was I didn't mention a positive point by repeating the positive point that was there in my speech. So towards the end, if I impress upon the same point that yes, I'm enjoying my today's life, would have left a positive experience with the audience instead of just leaving the stage because I saw the red card. So that's my evaluation for myself, being the self-critic. That's all on my table topic evaluation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy, distinguished Toastmaster. Now I will call upon our tag team. Timer Toastmaster Samir Ali. Can you please present your report?
Yeah, can you please give me sharing access? Zoom
You have
moderator.
it now. Yes, you have it.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay. So for, I hope you see the spreadsheet. For the prepared speeches and for the table topics, everybody was within the time limits. For the evaluation, we had Toastmaster Nandini, who was slightly a few seconds above 3.5, so that's high. And for the table topic evaluation, personally, I believe 2 to 3 minutes is not the reasonable time for an evaluation, but overall it was 7 minutes, which I think is also on the higher side. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir, for taking up this role and presenting your report. Thank you. Now, I'll call language evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Isha Rai. Please come forward and present her report.
Good morning, everybody. So there was a lot of wonderful usages today. So, for example, somebody used the phrase works wonders, one day at a time, introduction from the heart, dole out, have you noticed one thing, hit me, and constant smile on my face. Then quotes, when life gives us a lemon, we make Nibu Pani and sell it in profit. And we need not get a coach or course or crisis to make a habit. And good words, jugaad, consistent, domain, nutshell, vouch, homo sapiens, pollination, and there were some mistakes. Instead of general awareness, we should say general knowledge in the context that it was used. Then also, the prior knowledge of him, it should be prior knowledge about him. And the word of the day was diligent, which was used once by the TMOD. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Isha Rai, for presenting your detailed report. Thank you. Thanks for taking your time and presenting it. Now I will call another Toastmaster, who is Toastmaster Abhinav, who is playing a listener role for today's session. Please.
So I'll start with many small questions, and let's see how much I have been. Okay, in how many countries do you think that Toastmaster is present currently?
100 plus countries.
An exact answer was given by Toastmasters. So 149. Yes, correct. Okay, how many bees do you think produce honey?
5% of 20,000.
Correct. Okay, there are only two things that only a Bihari have. What are those?
Katta and
Regarding
Toka.
confidence. Okay, where was the founder, Toastmasters founder Raj C. Smedley, Director of Education at?
California.
YMC.
Okay.
Okay, this is the last one. Okay, for Nancy, Toastmaster Nancy, you should skip this. For how many years Nancy was a dedicated employee?
2 years.
That's all I think. Everyone was a very good listener. Yeah, I would really say Ankur actively listened. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhinav, for taking this good and presenting your report. Thank you. It was a wonderful job. Now, I'll be presenting my general evaluation report. First, let me apologize for coming late to the meeting. And, I'm sure that meeting would have started on time, 10 o'clock. And I see that presiding officer, he was giving this good intro about Toastmasters, and as usual, he would be presenting good strategies to bring the audience and giving this motivational content. That was a really good start for any session to start. Now, Joke Master, he has a good thoughts, and I think he was presenting it well. One suggestion that I would give to Joke Master is that voice modulation. I think when you are asking that, right, you can raise it. Now, TMOD Toastmaster Deepa. I'm sure that she would have done this a master degree on this B's part, and she has provided too many good insights. And this topic, right, whatever the audience interaction was there, it was really good. And the energy throughout the session, from the beginning to end, she has exhibited very good energy. That's the best part, and I like that it. And she has brought this good, interesting aspects of how this honey and bees and that throughout the process, right, she has conveyed it in very simple points. I like that point, and she has got the good expertise in storytelling. Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, for taking up time and executing this seamlessly. Now we'll have a timer. I think Toastmaster has executed it very well, and he has captured everyone's time, even the prepared speeches as well as the table topics and evaluations. Kudos to Toastmaster Samir Ali for taking this role. And the language evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Isha Rai, she has captured everything that has come up as part of speeches and pinpointing. That was a really good thing. And I think I like that how she has captured everything. Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Isha Rai. And listener, yes, there are very good things that needs to be asked and captured, and maybe in the interest of time, he has asked less questions. That was a really good mindfulness that he has exhibited. Kudos to Toastmaster Abhinav for taking it up. Thank you. Thanks for that. And on the table topics, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. I know that topics are not simple and straightforward, but there is a hidden depth behind each topic. It cannot be simply that can be answered. Person who is going through the books or understanding or listening to some podcast, they can get that. And I'm very happy about bringing this club level thought process to next level for asking this kind of questions. I really thought I like the way how he has bringing the thought provoking questions. Thanks, Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Next on the table topic, evaluations. That's a really good, and she has distinguished Toastmaster Nancy. It's like educational session on the table topics, what are to be considered when you are giving the table topics. That was a really good insights, and capturing each and everyone's speech and suggesting. It's not that this is a mistake you are doing it, and capturing and suggesting. That's a really good thing. Kudos to DTM Nancy for evaluating the table topics. Now on the speech evaluations. Yes, this was really covered when all the topics were covered, and I like that evaluating the evaluator, and they have nicely covered this sandwich model and how this would be covered, and thanks to both the evaluators and evaluating the evaluator Nandini as well. That really helped. And one thing that has captured me is what, why, how part as well on these evaluations. And during the speeches as well, right? There was a really good thoughts. Don't miss the second time. I'm doing this breathing exercise. I continued 19 days and I stopped for a few days. Now it's been 2 weeks. I haven't continued. But this is really good thing that there are more insights that needs to be done. And few things as a general updates overall, right? There was a good job that has been done as a Zoom moderator, bringing the speakers, spotlighting them, asking them. That was a really wonderful job that was done. Few things what I wanted, I say few sessions in a general, right? Toastmasters is not about us speaking, it's about active listening also. And also the instruction that were given has to be followed. On and off, I see that there's some mobile ringing that needs to be taken care. And also getting the 2 hours of attention when someone is speaking, that brings the more that brings your active listening potential as well. So don't get distracted and don't get into mobile. Ensure that you are listening to the speaker and definitely you will get it. This has to be followed by everyone. And a few things other evaluators have been followed. Otherwise, I'm very happy to be a general evaluator for today and listening to everyone, and I had a good learnings. That's all about my general evaluation report today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Deepa.
Can I please request everybody to kindly unmute yourselves and give a thundering round of applause for our general evaluator and the TAGL team, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that electrifying, detailed evaluation, general evaluator. So with that, in the interest of time, I just want to close and hand it over back to the presiding officer, that this small looking honey gives so much of benefit to all of us. The bees that produce honey, that honey is used for a lot of Ayurvedic reasons. Because of their pollination, crops are grown with good quality. So these small looking bees have so much of impact. So just a quote on these bees for all of us to take it back. Anyone who thinks they're too small to make a difference has never met the honeybee. So with that, I would like to hand it over back to the presiding officer to conclude the meeting. Back to you, DTM Sourav Dutta.
Okay, I have shared the polling link on the group, on the Saturday group. Also, people on the Zoom chat, if Nancy, if you can just put that link on the Zoom chat so that we can, people who are joining us online as guests, non-vote takers, they can also vote. And Mohan, if you can just pass it on to him. To Ashwini. Okay, I don't have a QR code today, so we'll have to handle this. Okay, great. So we are in the last phase of the meeting. So let me start with taking a few feedback. So Nandini, you are joining us for the second time. I would love to hear you. What do you feel about our meeting? You joined us for the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club and the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. So what's your feedback, Nandini?
Hello everyone. I've been on here 3 times now, so sorry if you're sick of me. But I really enjoyed this time and the previous time attending both meetings. I think everyone in Gabbys is quite friendly, and I can see that you have some camaraderie among you, because everyone knows everyone by name, and it seems like such a nice club culture to be on talking terms and not just people that show up to get their job done and leave. So I think that aspect of your club meetings has really shined through. I see a lot of discussion on the groups about food and things like that. So that seems lovely. Overall, your meetings so far have always been really well done. You get the agenda, timing is maintained, and I think it's such a easy process for a guest to come, see, and have good memories to take away. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Okay. We also have any other guests? Prapurna, Toastmaster Prapurna. You joined us for the first time.
Yes.
Second,
I attended Gabby's online advanced club meeting, and this one for the first time I have attended. So it's a very nice meeting. All the speeches, evaluations were done very nicely. Uh, I got some network issues in between during table topics evaluation. I missed it, but overall the meeting is very nice. Thank you.
much. Anyone else on the guest side? Online? No. Okay, Ashwini, your chance.
So it was a good session, I think.
You want to come here? Please come here. Why miss the stage? So that's Ashwini, our guest. Yes, Ashwini.
So this was my first session that I have attended over here. So it was a nice experience. I have learned lot many things over here, how to overcome hesitation and to perform in stage. And everything was fine and everything was very good way projected. So that's all, everything.
Thank
So
you so much.
I like to connect again.
Absolutely. We will stay in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mohan, for getting Ashwini here.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Let us now move on with this meeting and a couple of things as a presiding officer. I told something at the very beginning, right? And when I started off that this is a safe place where people come, share their stories. Do you agree with me now? Right? You heard another story from another person. And if you were not there for Pushpak's icebreaker speech, you should go back and check that video on YouTube. His life is no less dramatic. What has he has gone through, the way the society has judged, and the way society has labeled him for things that was definitely not in his control, and how he fought that battle and how he rose through the ranks. So that story itself is very heart touching. Go and watch that. I don't remember which date it was, but you can always wish for it. That would give you a chance to watch all the videos. So definitely it was this year. So you just need to watch the last 6 months videos. That's all, right? So that's Pushpak, and I absolutely loved your speech, Pushpak. You bring in a lot of natural humor. I love it. And as we are wrapping it up, I would request everyone to please. I always keep on saying that we are in Toastmaster to become a better version of ourselves. And I love it when people invest their time and energy to do that. One good example is our area director, Toastmaster Rajnikant Reddy. Rajni is probably still on the way to become a good speaker, a great speaker, a brilliant speaker. But one thing you will always see is that he's always showing up, he's there, he's in person. Today, he had no reason to be in person. He could have joined online because he was informed last minute that he would be the G. First of all, he agreed to take the G last minute, then he decided to come in person to be the G. Rajni, I can't thank you enough for that. And it just shows that how serious you are about your learning, and continue to be invested, because I think that's what we are here for. Let's not get distracted with things that are not core to our learning in Toastmaster, because that's what looks more tempting down the line, but then eventually that does no significant value addition to your life. Are we done polling? Can I have a quick response from you? Let me check how are we doing in terms of responses.
You want to see this?
I have it here. The only thing is that the previous ones, the previous responses have not been deleted, so I have to. If you can. Okay. Okay, I think I'm seeing it. Yeah. Okay. 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 Great. Great. Lovely. Okay. I've got the results, so let me announce the results. So for the best role taker, today we have someone who I think for the very first time I'm seeing this role taker getting the best auxiliary role taker award, which is the joke master. What a joke. So this is Prasang Mani, and he's the one who actually asked for the litti choka. Yeah. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you. The next is the best speaker for today, and the best speaker for today is someone who told us the story of from Litti Chokha to LinkedIn. Pushpak Mishra, our Bihari Babu. Thank you so much, Pushpak. Next is the best evaluator. Unfortunately, we had one evaluator getting disqualified, but I still have the pleasure of congratulating in person the best evaluator for today because it is Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma. Yes, Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma, our best evaluator for today. And the best role taker for today. We had a fantastic general evaluator as our area director. We had distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. And we had me, who also tried to do something meaningful. But finally, the best role taker for today is none of us. It is the lady from Nepal, originally from Nepal, now from Bangalore. That's always a part of her introduction. So, yes, so that's her, my mentee. Toastmaster Deepa. Congratulations, Deepa.
She is dancing a lot of time.
Yes, today I'll celebrate with wine.
Dancing like a bee. Dancing like a bee.
Okay. So I was in two minds, that what will happen if Nancy is the best table topic speaker? Because then, if she's also the best role taker and then the best table topic speaker, it looks odd. But since Deepa is the best role taker, I can without any guilt announce that the best table topic speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. And deserving also. This is distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Thank you. So that's our meeting for today. We have 5 minutes overtime. Apologies for that. It's something that we're still trying to fix. Until then, next time, we'll again see you at the board meeting. By the way, please, I request you to be there for the board meeting for one big reason. I've told this before also, I'm telling this again. This meeting we are doing specially for a young girl. She's in her 4th year BBA from Nepal. She won the World Quarterfinals from region, I think it was region 13. And she went to the World Semi-Final 3. Unfortunately, her visa got rejected. And she is not contesting today. Today, as we speak, the World Champion of Public Speaking Finals is happening. She would have been there on the stage, but she is not there because she didn't get a visa. So we are doing this session only for her. So please ensure that you are there to cheer for her because you will get to hear one of the WCPS semi-finalist speeches, which did not just make it to the stage for, unfortunately. So see you on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Please to join us online. Thank you.